Hi, everyone, and welcome to TWF Friday Night Smackdown. I, Tony Schiavone, with Pat McAfee and Wade Barrett, and today on Friday Night Smackdown, we're going to talk about what happened yesterday on Thursday night Impact or Hit. Yesterday on Thursday night Impact or Hit, you know, what we saw was Maxwell Jacob Friedman getting a win over LA Knight yesterday on Thursday Night Impact or Hit, and I believe at the end of the day, they're not truly going to be happy about any of that. And I think LA Knight is still going to war with Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Well, you'd be telling the truth about that, Pat McAfee says, because at the end of the day, Maxwell Jacob Freeman is still going to get even with, he believes, a slight against him. And if I was Paulie Dangerously and Maxwell Jacob Friedman, I would run as fast as their legs could make them run. Well, I'll tell you one thing right now, Wade Barrett says, the way things are going, Maxwell Jacob Friedman and Paulie Dangerously, they got their win over LA Knight yesterday, and at the end of the day, LA Knight doesn't have, is out of luck if he thinks he's going to get even, if he thinks he's going to get even with any one of them, here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And now, we're going to have, Xia Li come to the ring now, because she's had her war. All right, everyone. I, the TWF 24/7 fighter, and to tell you the truth, I'm gonna want to get even, on that snakehead, that I want to get even, that I want to get even, on those snakeheads, Johnny Nergato and Jimmy Hart. And they keep on thinking that they're going to win this TWF, 24/7 winnings. In their mind, they think they're going to win it. But that's not true. If anyone else think that they are man enough or even woman enough to win the TWF 24/7 winnings from me, by all means, I'll open dare, and we'll see what happens from there. Well, here comes Theodore Long now, the main wicker of the toy wrestling gathering. First off, Xia Li, I gotta warn you. I have to warn you, Xia Li. By having this there, you know that anyone can come after you. Anyone can come after you, for the TWF 24/7 winnings. And I just want to, warn you about that. Well, I know, Theodore Long, I know that anyone can come after me for the TWF 24/7 winnings. And by the way, I'll be ready for them, whoever they happen to be. Alright? I just wanted to warn you, that's all. Well, the first one who wants to take up Xia Li for the TWF 24/7 winnings, and it's Harry Potter. It's Harry Potter, Tony Schiavone said. Well, who would have thought, Pat McAfee says, that Harry Potter would have took her up on that there for the TWF 24/7 wins. Oh! And he did. This come out of nowhere, and anyone can lose it. 1, 2, and only a kick out. And right now, Xia Li just knocked down Harry Potter. Will Harry Potter be the only one? Joey Styles, only one. Tony Schiavone said fighting for the TWF, 24/7 winnings. Well, look out. Look, it's Iron Man. It's Steel Man. Yeah, Wade Barrett said, oh, he just knocked down Xia Li. He's hoping to win the TWF 24/7 winnings. And if he does, Wade Barrett says, how long do you think he'll hold on to it? 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner and the new TWF 24/7 fighter, Iron Man or Steel Man. This is not going to go good, Tony Schiavone says. Look out. Oh, shit. Harry Potter just knocked down Iron Man, Steel Man, Tony Stark. Tony Schiavone says, yep, that oversight comes back to bite folks on their rear end, Pat McAfee says. I'm glad I'm not in there wrestling. 1, 2, 3. Here is your winner, the new TWF 24/7 fighter, Harry Potter. And Harry Potter is now the new TWF 24/7 fighter. Tony Schiavone said, look out! I told you Xia Li's body is her own weapon. She don't need no guns or swords or knives or anything like that, Wade Barrett said. Her whole body is a weapon. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding. Here is your winner and the new TWF 24/7 fighter, Xia Li. And now Xia Li is still the TWF 24/7 fighter. She lost it to Iron Man or Steel Man, who himself lost it to Harry Potter. And then, Harry Potter won it back. And Xia Li beat Harry Potter. Can you believe that one? Can you believe that one? Tony Schiavone says. Well, no, when it comes to the TWF 24/7 winnings, I can believe anything, to tell you the truth. And, yeah, somehow, someway, Xia Li is still the TWF 24/7 fighter. Theodore Long warned her that would happen. But Xia Li looks like someone that doesn't need to worry about the 24/7 winnings downside, Pat McAfee says. Well, that's true, Wade Barrett says. Xia Li can hold herself well, and not have to worry about that being a downside to her. But at the end of the day, many folks out there need not think the 24/7 winnings is their beloved strap, but so Xia Li is the only woman who somehow holds on to it longer than anyone else since it was brought into being in 29 between YL. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. We'll take it away now, Bob Locke. Thank you, Tony Schiavone, and I'm going to be talking with Xia Li here today on, Friday Night Smackdown. Alright, Xia Li, somehow, someway, you're still the TWF 24/7 fighter. Is there any way you make it work? No, it's my whole body is a weapon, Bob Locke. That's how I make it work. And somehow, I guess out of luck or whatever, I'm still the TWF 24/7 fighter. Well, Bob Locke says, we watched you lose it to Iron Man, who lost it to Harry Potter, and then you won it back. You've done one thing that very few men or women have done, is to win back and hold the TWF 24/7 winnings longer than anyone else. Oh yeah, I've had a death hold on the TWF 24/7 winnings since they came to the Toy Wrestling Gathering at the end of 2023 Royale. And that death hold is not going to be ending anytime soon. Well, I feel sorry for all the wrestlers, fighters, or overstars, or whatever you want to call them, knowing that you got a death hold on the TWF 24/7 winnings. Yeah, it's more of a warning for them. What happened to Iron Man or Steel Man? What happened to Harry Potter? Well, that'll happen to anyone. Well, that's my talk with Zia Lee. Back to you, Tony Schiavone. Well, thank you, Bob Walk, for talking with Zia Lee here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And that's all the time we got for Friday Night Smackdown. I, Tony Schiavone, with Pat McAfee and Wade Barrett. We hope you like Friday Night Smackdown, and we'll see you tomorrow for Collision or Hit.